Welcome to a special online only YouTube edition of the Catholic Dad Show.
Is this a full-on episode like Dad's show, or is this just like you and I being goofballs?
This is like a bite. Yeah, this is like a bite size. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But yeah, we are so glad to have you guys here. This will only work if you're watching because we're going to go through some pretty interesting visuals that we're going to get Matt's reaction on and Chris's thoughts on.
And to be honest, it's only going to work if you're watching because we're not actually going to publish this on the podcast.
So if you're here, please like and subscribe. We want to continue to grow that base so that more people can see the amazing content and journey towards the excellence of Catholic fatherhood, because we believe it can change the world, and it will.
And just so you know, obviously I'm recording in a different place. So I have to be very intentional that I look right there where you are, because otherwise, like when I look down at Chris, which is right here, then I'm not looking you in the eye, but I'm looking Chris in the eye. And that's so frustrating. Anyway.
Hey guys, Matt does not have social media. He's not on social media. He technically has it. And so he does not know a lot about memes. He actually didn't even know the name of these. He's like, we're going to look at these things.
Untrue.
Truth. So I want you guys to just journey with us as we go through some parenting memes, and we're going to kind of share our thoughts. So let's dive in. This first one is how it looks, how it feels.
Oh, yeah.
I can't agree with this meme more. I agree absolutely. 100%. Yes.
100%. Yeah, there's nothing different. It's funny because when I saw that, I also thought about like changing a diaper of a newborn too, because
especially boys.
Well, yeah, you never know when they're gonna just decide to fart and or pee, and so it feels the same way. It's like you've got this bomb uncovered, cover it back up.
And when it all goes wrong, you're just using diapers like they were towels. You don't even care. Yeah, they're 50 cents a piece, but you're just like covering the disaster that just fell over or out of your child. So,
yep.
Cool. One thing on this is actually every morning for us right now.
Okay.
My youngest doesn't go to school yet, and so her preschool doesn't start till 9. So we want her to sleep in. And so this is actually me waking up the kids as well, pulling them out of bed, like hey,
waking
guys,
up all the other kids.
Yeah, it's time to get ready. Brush your teeth in silence. Quiet down. They're all excited for a brand new day, and I'm like ruining it by being like, "Shut your faces," you know. And
I couldn't do it. There's no way. I like we sing and yell and stuff like that way too much in the morning, you know, for that to ever happen. That's just not my life, and I don't think it ever has been.
Well, I look forward to the season where they're all in school at the same time, because I agree. There is a lot of joy and energy that I don't want to damper in the morning. So
yep.
On to the next meme. All right. This is the other end of the day when the baby finally goes down for the night, right? And I think for us, we've got 6 kids, and it's basically once you get the little ones all settled, because the bigger ones, they can handle themselves at this point. So is this a fair meme?
I mean, I would say yes, but it's also like, I think probably more appropriate, especially like, is when you're in baby phase, would be like the next morning when this guy's passed out on the floor. You know, like when the baby finally goes down for the night or whatever, I pass out. Like I'm out. You know, I'm down. You know, I'm not partying. Like rarely am I partying.
This could probably be changed to when the baby finally learns to sleep through the night.
That maybe. Yeah,
that might be a better one for that one. Yeah,
when you finally get a babysitter or whatever, I don't know, when you move, whatever. Yeah. So
there's one thing I want to push back on, and some of these memes seem to imply that like kids don't add to the fun or the fulfillment of our life. They just take and they drain, and I disagree. Like my life, you know, having 6 kids, and especially younger ones when there were 2 in diapers and different things like that, like it was a labor intensive time, but it was a beautiful time as well. And these memes are fun to be like, yes, it was exhausting, or I was a zombie for 2 or 3 months or whatever. And they're funny in that regard, but also I don't want to cast a vision that parenthood isn't a gift, because parenthood is like an amazing gift. And so that would be the only elements on this meme that I would give a little pushback on.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, because the funny part are all the hard parts, and making fun of the difficulties. It's not funny to make fun of all the good things, you know. So you can't make a meme out of something good, really, can you?
You know, your kid learned to read meme. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So, all right, here we go. Therapist, you need to start removing all the stressors in your life.
Bye
Me.
bye, baby.
And so I hate everything about this meme, to be completely honest. I'm like, kids are, again, I want to say it again, kids are a gift, but like, it is like, that's savage. Like, that is just savage to
Well,
be like,
it says all the stressors. I
yeah,
mean,
she already threw her husband
yeah,
out
that's
in the
right.
previous meme. Yeah, yeah,
This is the last one.
yeah,
She
yeah.
kept everything else, or she kept this one to the end. That's the way I
Maybe
would
that's
think. You
that's a
something
good
positive.
perspective. Okay, I'm tracking that. I still think like kids are stressful, but they are not stressors. I think what I don't know. Kids are definitely stressors as well. I think that's fair. But golly,
Yeah,
yeah,
a
cool.
little too much, a little
It's a
extreme on
little,
this
yeah,
one.
a little too savage. Okay. When your wife is pregnant and you're expecting, everyone's like, it's incredible. Get ready. It's magic. Brace yourself for heaven. And then the second the baby comes, everyone's like, welcome to hell. Ha ha ha. You fool. You're in a world of junk. I I think that this is so true. Like there were moments when my parents were like excited for me to experience like children treating me the same way that I treated them. You know what I mean? Like it
Yep.
was like it finally came full circle, and I think justifiably so, poetic justice. They were happy to see me have to take what I dished out for so many years.
Well, it's funny because like this reminds me of a friend of mine who had the same kind of experience with regards to marriage. Everybody's saying, how great marriage is. It's so wonderful. It's so great. And then once they got married, they were like, it's not at all like what you're talking about. This is work. Like this is hard work, and there's sacrifice here. It's not like this rosy picture that you painted for me. And so that's what I see when I see this is everybody paints this rosy picture, before you have kids. And I guess it's partially to inspire them to have kids. I don't know. And then when reality hits, they're like, haha, yeah, I knew that. It's like, well, why wouldn't you tell me this beforehand? So
Yeah.
I go into it with the correct expectations, because that whole, what is it? A friend of mine says expectations minus reality equal disappointment. So if you set my expectations falsely and reality hits, then I'm disappointed. Like set my expectations appropriately. And so
Yes,
that's
yes.
what I see from this. Yeah.
The piece that I see here that I thought was kind of cool is that they don't say that they trade it back, right? It's like this challenge of parenting is never something that you did give takebacks on. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, I know it's really, really hard, but I can't go back to the life the way it was before.
Unless you
Yeah.
pair it with the previous meme.
And then you're like, see ya, single, and yeah, okay. Moving to the next one, you crazy person. Reminding my kids how many cans of whoop ass I have available.
I love it.
Sorry. I love this one. And there's part of it. And this I actually want to hear from you, because I still have like physical strength and wit that outsurpasses all of my kids. But you've got some big boys, like your oldest two sons. Like if it was a race to the end of the street, you would come in third between
Oh,
you and your two boys.
yeah, yeah, but a race is totally different than whoop ass.
Okay.
A
Okay.
friend of like my friend David, he's been on the show before. And one of the things he says is like, if we get in a real fight, I mean, one of us is gonna die, and it'd probably be me, because I'm not gonna quit until I die. Like my son is not going to beat me, in like that level. Like if it's a real fight,
Right.
and like even with my boys, like as old as they get or whatever, I'm still like physically wrestling with them, fairly often. But I'm in shape, and I'm still strong. And in a lot of cases, some of it's wisdom in knowing what to do and how to move my body, but I still beat them. There's no doubt that they are stronger than me in certain areas, but I still beat them, when we
Good.
wrestle,
And
and so yeah,
and
that's
on some
another way
level,
of reminding them I still have a can left.
yeah, on some level, it actually feels good,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
to be like, okay, now my son can actually give it back to me, and I took him down. For the younger ones, sometimes it's helpful. Like this meme is helpful because it's like, hold on, like you're giving me some back talk right now. You don't eat unless I say you eat. Like let me just remind you who's in charge here. And I know that seems like mean or whatever, but sometimes it's helpful to be like, hey kid, like I can literally, like those are the only clothes you're wearing for the rest of the week. Like I could do that. I can
Yep.
do that. And kind of reminding them that the fatherly authority can be lorded over them. Where love does not exist, management, behavioral control can happen. I found out that squirrels can have up to 15 babies in a single litter. And now I totally understand why they are always running out in front of cars.
Again, this goes back to what you were saying earlier. Like, this just does not at all like speak to the blessing of what children are,
Yes. Yeah.
But it's still funny. It's kind of,
Yeah, because have you ever found yourself in a moment to where you're just like, okay, I could just leave the house just for like an hour or two. I'd come back, they'd probably all still be alive. There'd be a mess to clean up, but I would just love at this point, like you get overwhelmed. Have you ever been overwhelmed to
oh,
where you're like,
absolutely.
I want to get out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive down the street. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just sit in the car, but I want to just drive away.
Well, and even like some of those 30-day silent retreats look amazing. It's like I could probably be gone for 30 days. I don't know if I would still be married.
You would not still be with, you could not be gone for 30 days.
Oh, I know, but it's like some of those things like that get very appealing. Like when our parish priest goes on a 3-month sabbatical, I'm like, can I do that for my family? Like, nope.
Nope. Nope.
I love my family. I love my family, but every so often, like that sense of just needing to, go away, not really run in front of a car, but
right. That's a little too permanent, but it does kind of touch on the thing that's like, yes, if I could just, and my wife talks about this, especially when we had so many littles. She's like, their fingers are coming under the bathroom door as I'm going to the bathroom. Like, can I just have 3 minutes to go to the bathroom? Like, please, and it doesn't happen. So, all right. Today I said to my daughter, I can't wait for your bedtime. It was 7:50 in the morning.
That's just mean.
I think it kind of touches back on this one when the kids finally go to bed, right? Yeah. It touches back on this one to be like, there is a sense of freedom or liberation or liberty that happens when the kids go to bed. And it's like, I don't know why I stay up so late at night. And I think about it, it's like, because there's no other time where it's just Chris time.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just need a little bit of Chris time. And I waste it. I'm watching shows or playing video games or whatever, farting around. But it's still something that I need, where my time is not being demanded or called upon by others, and to look forward to that all the way at 7:50 in the morning is not a bad thing.
I mean, and I think this indicates like some of us have these days. Every so often we have that day where we're just like, oh, can it be bedtime already? Can I just put you to bed? And even on a smaller scale, like when it's like, I don't know, 6 o'clock at night, it's like, it's bedtime. It's like you look at your watch and you're like, oh crap. 3 more hours of this.
Read.
Go 2 more hours of this.
Go read a book. Yeah.
Where you have this desire to put your kid to bed early.
The nice thing about daylight savings time is it actually did set our bedtime up about 30 minutes early, because the next day 7:15 feels like 8:15.
Yep.
And so you're like, well, if that's what it feels like, then let's just start putting them to bed right now. And so we were able to do that. They've all transitioned now 2 weeks after. But there was a couple of days where it was like, oh wow, all the kids are in bed before 8 o'clock. This is amazing.
Let's keep doing it. Ride this wave as long as we can.
Yeah, for real. Okay. Dear children, I love you more than life itself, but I ain't sad when you go to bed. Love, Mom. That's another way of saying the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
But I actually like this one because it touches on the fact that we do love and care about our children.
Yeah.
And I think both those things can be true. Yes. We're happy when they're going and sleeping and kind of, even when they're off at school and things like that. Like, it's okay for us to be glad in those moments, but at the same time, hold the reality that we love them more than life itself. So here's the last one. And this one I kept to last just because I can relate to this all the time. And I wanted to see if you, in regard to meals and things like that, can relate to it. I have had kids for 7 years now, and literally every night I'm like, what the heck do I feed these things for dinner?
Yeah. And it's like, I get so frustrated, and I even thought about this the other day, is like, we've got 6 kids, and at every meal, at least one kid will complain about it.
Yeah.
And it hacks my wife off to no end, and it's like, yeah, anyway. And so it's like, there's never a meal that everybody is happy with what they're eating. And it's so frustrating, and it makes it, where you don't even want to feed them. And it's like, anyway, and you don't know what to feed them because they're just going to complain about it,
And there's some meals like that either me or my wife take extra time to prepare, and they're so good And one of the kids is like, yeah, I don't, it's too slimy. I'm like, you, this is amazing. And there's part of me that's like, just sit there and eat it. But of course, we have 6 kids as well. So it's like, well, then I'm gonna have yours. I'm gonna have what you eat, and you get a banana. You know what I mean? Just eat
Yep.
the stupid banana and shut your mouth. But at the same time, it's like, how do we grow their palates? Lunchtime is also just as bad. They're like, what do I have for lunch? I'm like, I don't know. I open the fridge and look at leftovers that I can clean out so that we can make room for more of the food that you guys don't eat, you know? And
Yep.
it's like, it's so hard.
Yeah. And for us, like, because life is busy with 6 kids, you've got like activities and stuff like that, then like what you can cook relatively quickly, it becomes routine. Like we end up having the same kind of meals fairly often.
Yeah.
And like even if they're your favorite meal, if you have it too often, you get sick of it. And so then the same thing is like, well, how recently have we had tacos? Can we have tacos again this week?
Yes.
When was the last time we had macaroni? Can we have that again? And so yeah, trying to figure out what to feed them, and balancing, all their likes and dislikes and the complaints and your time. Yeah, trying to figure all that out is not easy.
Now, have you ever made the bold move to where it's like, you're gonna eat it? I don't even care. This is
Oh,
the only food you're getting for the night.
often.
And then you just like, I guess this is the hill, like it at work, in your ministry and different things like that. You go up against some pretty big giants. But on that day, the biggest giant that you faced was the 6-year-old that wasn't going to eat the meal.
Yep.
And then do you send him to bed hungry and just feel like, oh, I'm a rotten dad because I just sent my kid to bed hungry?
Oh,
Or
I
are
don't
you
I
just
don't feel bad about it. Like especially after having like done a fast, for a decent amount of time. Like I don't feel bad about them not eating a meal. Like they can miss
okay?
one meal. That's
Yeah.
not a problem at all. And so that's kind of emboldened me to be a little bit more firm and not near. I don't beat myself up about that at all. The biggest thing for like my kids as far as motivation goes is dessert. Like you're not getting dessert unless you eat at least half of that. And I'm not
Mm.
making you a second meal.
Is
You're eating what we served and that's it.
it every night there's desserts, or is it only on special occasions?
Oh, they get dessert pretty much every night. And it can be
What?
like a candy from like a Halloween candy from their
Oh,
candy
okay.
jar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not
Yep.
like big fancy dessert.
Yeah.
But we've had birthdays, like we have a lot of birthdays in a span of like 2 months, like November and December.
There's
We've got
leftover
three
sweets.
birthdays. So we've
Yeah.
got cake and cupcakes and cookies and then like Halloween and then all this stuff, Thanksgiving.
That's
So
where
there's
we
plenty
run
of
into
sweet.
problems. We typically only do desserts on Sunday.
Mm,
And then it's like, well, this is a big important thing because Sunday is, the day of our Lord and we should celebrate it. But then there's things like birthdays that come in. It's like, well, if the cake isn't going to last from this Sunday to next Sunday, we need to find another saint or another reason to bring about sweets into our life. Otherwise, this is going to go bad. Like it's going to be wasted.
yeah, we're gonna throw it
And
away.
so,
Yeah.
so typically it's just me and my wife after the kids go to bed, eating
Finishing
the
off the
sweet,
dessert.
yeah, polishing off the cupcakes or whatever it was.
Dad,
So
where did the dessert go?
to my hips.
Yeah, right here.
Well, hey, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. What was your favorite meme? What was the one you could most relate to? Which one did you hate, or what bothers you about some of these parenting memes or whatever? Engage with us.
And I mean,
Email us
if you have a meme that you love that has made you chuckle, as a dad, or a mom recently, post it. I'm pretty sure you can post it, right? Just
post a link in
post
the
it.
comments. You can
Yeah,
post a link in the comments.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
So
awesome. Well, thanks for being with us today, guys.
yeah, keep having fun with parenting. It is a wonderful adventure.
God bless.